Hello, it's Matt Vlog today again, and it looks like yesterday or the other day. Was it yesterday? I think it was. Get some more lighting here. It's so dark, and it seems like that because I'm wearing the same shirt. These are my night clothes, so I haven't gotten dressed for the day yet, and it's just the whole. Don't judge me, but the whole me just being a total fucking bum, and I don't have a job yet. And it makes sense because, and I'm not trying to say that I'm not trying to make an excuse. I guess it is, whatever, I'm making an excuse. Okay, so I got diagnosed with that polymyositis or rheumatoid arthritis, so somewhere around 2013 was when I noticed the beginning of it, or the middle. So it was around the time I was forming a Casio with Renee. He went to the military June, or that summer. The summer started, and we were hanging out again because we hadn't hung out in a while. And that December going, it was December 2012 going to 2013, and we were playing Miss Pandaria. And I told you in the other video or something that we were doing, Miss Pandaria, and I had, my laptop was falling the fuck apart. No. This was when I had the HP. So yeah, basically I had the game working at just the right frame rates in the, awesome Tri-Def 3D, so I didn't have to use this shitty fucking, Scion 3D. I had always used Scion 3D because my computer was not a 3D display, so I was just using this, converter that you the Scion 3D on the laptop display. It was my Asus, and so you can get away with that because it's kind of like a passive 3D. It just cuts the resolution in half and blah blah. So I was doing that, and since it's not a 120 hertz panel, you can't do active 3D. These are the glasses to my PlayStation 3D TV that I have up there, and so. But they have laptops too, NVIDIA made these 3D active laptops, and so did Asus, the Republic of Gamers. They utilize their 3D vision glasses, and because it's 120 hertz, you can get 120 frames per second, and because it flickers, you get 60 frames per eye, and you can see 60 frames per second of your game in total 3D without the red and the blue tint to it. And I was doing that. I just gotten that all figured out. So because I had that 3D TV, I could just plug my HDMI from the laptop out, use my laptop as a desktop, almost it was my laptop was doing all the computing and then sending the video signal to the TV, to that display, and as you can see, that display. Oh, my mom's calling me. Hey, I'm in the middle of a vlog. Video log. So, talk to me in a little bit. Anyways, how embarrassing. Anyway, so that was the issue. So it was I finally was all playing WoW with the ability to see the full spectrum of colors. I could use that television, but the only thing is that television is not a true 120 hertz monitor, so because it's going through HDMI and not DVI. DVI has the bandwidth of that can do 120 hertz. So whenever you plug that display into a computer, like my HP laptop, that is, it shows up as a 60 hertz monitor, and so that means you can only, when you cut that in half with the active 3D, you can only get 30 frames per second. And that's decent enough for me. I was willing to do the, just 30 frames per second in 3D, no problem, even though 60 FPS is better for gaming. To me, that was just oh, why did I turn the light off? That was just enough. And I was getting a good 38 to 40 frames per second, so I was seeing that in 3D, so I was already past my basically, you want your frame rate to go above the limit of what you can see. So if your display maxes out at 60 hertz, then getting a minimum frame rate of 70 frames per second is perfect. So that means you're averaging above what your display is capable of pushing. You're maxing your display out, and that's exactly what I was doing. I was only able to see up to 30 frames per second in 3D, and I was getting a good 40 so frames on average. So I was like, this is awesome. And then that's when my HP, like, it was actually November, because we went to Bud and Joni's for Thanksgiving, and on the trip back, it was in Tennessee. My sister's the registrar lady at Southern, she like does the registration, and my sister was like living at her place, renting from there out like all her years at Southern, that college. So she was living in the registrar's house in the basement, and she stayed for like 5 years. She stayed an extra year in college, took a fifth year, and was even living there after college was over. So and she was just moving out, but we were friends with the family, and because she stayed there, so we went to Thanksgiving, and that's when I left the HP in my bag. On the way back, turned on, and it, I guess, overheated in the bag because it was left on and it wasn't ventilating properly, and it was already too thin, and they didn't put enough fans on that computer. So by the time I came back, I couldn't get my computer to turn on, and I was in the middle of doing that Mr. Pandera stuff with Renee. So we get all the way up to like December. I still hadn't like talked to him in game, and he pretty much was like, he told me December 4th, like, oh, I'm mad, like you didn't show up anymore, like you disappeared from the game, and so I quit playing. And then I hadn't seen him like for months until June, and that's when he went to the military, and he came back right at my birthday, June 23, and that's when we formed Acacia. And that's, wow, I'm already 7 minutes into this video, and I still didn't even get to the main point. So the main point is that we, damn, my hair looks so much better today since it's been styled. It was like really shitty the other video. Oh, anyways, that's random. That does make a difference, though. Hairspray holds it together, so it's like it can fall asleep and wake up and not have like really crap hair. That's cool. That's good to know. So, anyways, the June was when he came back from the military. We formed Acacia, and that was when I was starting to notice the symptoms of the disease I was having. So I've been having that going on ever since 2013. It's 2015 going on 2016. It's September. Today is September 9th, 4:10 p.m. Wednesday. And so yeah, 2016 is right around the corner, just a few months away. So September, October, November, December, and then January. So yeah, just like 4 months away, and the Star Wars movie's coming out. I'm so excited. And the Battlefront, the new Star Wars game. Good stuff. And South Park, the next season's coming out this month, and like so much is happening. I think Once Upon a Time is gonna start in the September 27th. The season 5. I just finished season 4. They finally threw it up on Netflix, or maybe that's coming out in June. I don't really know. I just know something's coming out the 27th of September, and in October, Butoden is coming out for the 3DS. The first 3D Dragon Ball Z game for the 3DS. That's like kind of like Budokai. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna totally want to get like a 3DS just for that. And then September, at the end of September as well, that W3D phone's coming out. So it's like all that's exciting stuff. What I really wanted to say though is like I ever since that happened, it really effed things up with like my plans, and I just went to a lot of doctor appointments and had to take medicine, and like I mean it just came out of nowhere. Like my life just kind of like that took over my life for the longest time, and it was hard for me to focus on work and focus on whatever. So now I'm 26 years old. So I got that diagnosis like when I was 23, 24, and now I'm 26. and I'm still unemployed and living. You heard my mom. I'm living at home, and yeah, whatever. Not the best example of productivity, and it's getting to me. It's really getting to me because I have all these things I want to buy and work towards, and I can't because I'm just struggling. Like I have like $50 right now to my name, 40 of which was loaned to me, and it's just really frustrating because I have to pay that 40 for band rent right now as I go to practice later tonight, which I went to practice yesterday and I realized that it was tonight. So I got all ready and all cleaned up and car loaded and packed and arrived early with a pizza, like I baked a pizza, and I even had a special energy drink in a cooler and everything. So it was like perfect planned evening to have a great time. And like my mom had a full tank of juice, and I had like all this Mountain Baker vapor that I had ordered, so I didn't have to I didn't have to just like, this is all the Mountain Baker vapor juice. I refilled these bottles and I relabeled them, so that's Black Clove. But I would just get one of these, and they're priced at like $13.50 or $13.80 a piece. So, and they would last me 1 week. I could go through a 30 in 1 week, which is great. That's fantastic because these tanks are really juice efficient. I mean, it's weird because I've calculated that one of these tanks is about 6 of these dripper vials. So when I fill this dripper up all the way to as high as I can go, like that, that's as much as I can get in there. I can fill up that tank with 6 of those, and I calculated that this is my RDA, my dripper RDA, can fit about half of that vial. So there's 12 vials worth when, if I use this dripper and I go through 12 vials, that equals 1 tank. But the thing is I can drip half of that vial, and that's about 25 drops or so. I can drip that on the RDA and vape that in like 10 minutes, right? At 20 or even just 16 watts. And I'm rocking this at 20 watts, this tank. This is what doesn't make any sense. I'm rocking this tank at 20 watts. It gives me massive freaking clouds. But when I fill this thing up with 25 drops, I go at 16.4 watts because I have like a memory setting. So that one's for the dripper, and then the next setting's the tank setting. It just torches juice. So if I can do half a vial in 10 minutes, that means 2 vials, like 20 minutes worth of vaping. I'm going through 1/6 of a tank, and then if I think I calculated it like 10 minutes times 12, 120 minutes. It's like 2 hours worth of vaping if I did nonstop of dripping. And this tank would last me at 20 watts like upwards of 6 to 7 hours. Like, it takes me like an entire half a day. Usually I'll like have a tank filled at the night, like right before I leave for practice at like 7 or 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and it'll go down to empty by like 6 o'clock in the morning if I stay up all night. So that makes no sense, like, to me. Like, it's super efficient. How is it giving me that performance, but it's like so much juice efficient? You see how big that cloud is? Makes no sense, right? Anyways, so yeah, like, it just blows my mind. Like, how is it that this tank can only go? So I average about like 4.5 milliliters of juice by going through about a tank a day, and so at 30 it can last me 6 to 7 days. But if I were to drip with a 30, I would have this thing empty in like 4 to 5 days. So, and I'm using less wattage. I'm at 16.4 watts. So I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, I had, okay, the point was, is I had, like, full tank, like, I don't have to go to the shop, because these go down, like, so quickly, and, you know, take an extra, like, half an hour time to go, you know, and the money to go and, you know, stock up on juice again, like, so I have, like, I went to practice, I had, like, a full tank, I had to have, like, a stockade of these, like, I have fucking, like, 4 vials filled of different flavors, and way fucking more too. Like, I could fill these vials up a dozen times. And that pizza and that energy, you know, so it was, to me, it was like, I was so mad that I was there. And I looked at my phone, I was like, oh shit. The message said that practice is Wednesday night, not Tuesday night. And I'm just like, now I have to start all over, you know, get ready. I'm a fucking, like, diva sometimes, so I have to, like, shave, like, extremely well, you know. I want to get, like, the perfect, like, line, like, razored edge on my beard and, like, my mustache, get all this hair here, you know, make sure there's no hair on the sides there. So I'm just like, it takes me, like, a good 12 minutes to shave, you know. Most people, they shave in, like, 4 to 5 minutes, but me, like, I make sure I shave well, so I shave for, like, 12 to 15 minutes, and then, you know, shower, and then do my fucking hair and crap. Like, it's just a pain in the fucking ass. It doesn't take as long as people think, you know. I can do it all in, like, an hour, but to some people, that's ridiculously long, especially for guys. But I mean, it's not like it's taking me like 2 to 3 hours to do all that. It takes me about, it can take me up to an hour and a half to 2 hours from start to finish, you know, getting everything packed into the car, like, and that's just because I haven't figured out ways to make things efficient, you know, like, and that's if I had a job and money. So if I had a job and money, like, I could buy second cables, like, so I have the cables that I have for my setup here, you know, my home setup and my practice amp, and then all the other cables that I use for the practice, I could just leave at the unit, or I could leave in the guitar case, so I don't have to pack cables up. I can just pack the guitars, you know, just like throw the guitars in the case and go. That'd be so much more efficient. That saves me a solid 15 minutes of hassle, you know, just unplugging shit and packing shit. So, and then this crap too, I pack all this with and throw these in the cases, and other wires and stuff. But I could just get another one of these, another one of these, another one of these, and then have the, like, this is my home, you know, to stay here, and then I have the second set for that, you know, I just leave in my guitar case all the time. So I'm very interested in duplicating goods. Like, I was thinking I would love to have, like, a mini portable vacuum to vacuum out my car, because, like, all the dirt, we don't have pavers, and dirt gets in the car all the time. So I thought I could, you know, totally use, like, a little portable, like, mini vac, and I saw them at $20 at Walmart, and if I could get that. But then I was thinking, oh, well, what about my room? I'm gonna, you know, it'd be so much quicker for me to just kind of vacuum up some dirt on the floor instead of having to sweep it and, like, get the broom and, like, make sure it's all in the dustpan and everything. I could just easily vacuum shit up as I see it, and it's just no hassle, right? So then I would want a second vacuum for the room, because I don't want to, like, be like, okay, I got to pack the vacuum now, and then a second fan, because I have a fan that I use to sleep with that I stick on this desk, and then I pack it to go to practice, and that's one more thing that I have to make a second trip for, because I can't carry 2 guitar cases and a fan and a backpack, you know, like, all at once. I have to go back and get the fan, and then I'm like, I don't want to damage the fan and scratch it up and just, you know, throw it around, so I'm not just going to throw it in the car. I'm going to, like, wrap it up in a blanket and keep it, try to protect it, so then I have to get the blanket to, it's a fucking headache, you know, because I was trying to be as non-destructive as I possibly can be. I'm not trying to be super overprotective of all my stuff, but, like, I mean, I just got this, my other mod had broke, and I got this, like, back in July it's already like fucking destroyed. You see the scratches just sticking in my pocket, like beat up to death. Literally beat up to fucking death. Just from that, like, marks. And you know, if I had just, this is what I wanted to talk about the other day, actually. Like, I didn't realize how my other mod, it's stuck. I don't even want to get it out. It had like no scratches on it, and I threw that thing around. But I had this little case. I didn't think this case protected it well, but apparently it did, because like I had cited in the case, and it kept it like flawlessly unscratched for some stupid reason. And it blows my mind because I'm so used to everything, even when I case it, being mutilated. And then I had, you know, because I had this old phone of mine in this case, and I'm used to my case like falling apart, my phone looking like shit still. But then I realized something. I realized this case was that you know, what you get at the kiosk at the mall. And I've always, like, I learned the hard way. I learned, oh man, but don't you wish that more phones had cord T-key? I miss this phone a lot. I wish I could, like, I wish they would make a phone just like this, but with a better display and like updated processor and everything, so you get the performance of a phone from today. Because this phone took forever to load, and I can't believe I can like turn a phone on now and it just like loads within 30 seconds. Because this took like 5 minutes to load when you turned it off and on. You see like the little, it's the Star Wars edition too, so it has like the, you know, R2-D2 on the back, but then you'd show a graphic of R2-D2 in the front when you load it, and it just, you know, as it's loading, you just see R2-D2 like turning his head back and forth and flashing lights for like 5 minutes until the phone would finally turn the hell on. This was the one I had before that, and this one was cool too. First touchscreen phone I've ever had, and had a little antenna, and you could like get a little subscription for watching TV like programs like SpongeBob and stuff wirelessly. But you know, I had the trial version of that, and then once I ran out of the trial, we never actually got the subscription, because it's like extra $20 per month, which isn't highway robbery for that feature. You know, it should just come with the phone, but I get they gotta make money, right? And then if you want to tether your phone, you use your phone as a like a wireless hotspot, that's another $20 a month. So you're looking at plus $40 a month. What a ripoff. Phone companies are greedy. They try to give me 10 gigs of data. Like that's like a gift. Like they're like saying, oh, you should be so like we're doing you such a great service by offering 10 gigs of data. 10 gigs of data, I can like go through that by watching like half an hour of Netflix on the go, and that's it. I've gone through my entire month's data. Like it's a joke. It's they purposefully like all got together, like the phone companies, like mwahaha, and they like decided to like universally all phone companies to give all like the shittiest version of data, like the shittiest amount. Like I could understand if they gave us like 200 gigabytes a month of data. That would be awesome, but no, you know, and they could easily do that. It's not like they're acting like they're trying to make it sound like it's scarce, like data is a scarcity, and it's costing us, you know, too much to do. Like we have to only give you 10 gigs because that's the best we can afford to do. You know, like bullshit. They have like they could possibly give people like 500 gigabytes of data easily without it messing with their, you know, budget too badly. They have the cell phone towers can handle it. So I don't know. I think they're just being fucking greedy, and they're just trying to make it sound like 10 is the only thing they can give. And so yeah, that was my little phone company rant. But another thing is that I wanted to kind of rant about was that phone case. Let me finish that one up. I'm going to try to keep this video to 30 minutes. I'm almost at that limit. So, yeah, so this shitty phone case, right? Like, I realized the hard way that stuff you buy at the kiosks in the mall are, like, you know, cheap fucking crap that, you know, to avoid them like the plague, unless it's, like, something that that you can get away with that's crap, you know, like there are treasures that are cheap, you know, like they're built like crap, but they still work, you know, like they're still pretty good, decent little trinket items. Like if it's jewelry or little bracelets and stuff, but you still have to be aware of things like this. Like this case obviously fell apart. I was used to cases just fucking falling apart and being like shit, and like damaging my phone still. My phone was like, you know, like worn down all in the front because this case does not protect your phone well, and I didn't realize that. And it took me till I had this case from my mod that's nice, that worked well and actually protected it, and then I, you know, also the experience of having this for only just a few months and just destroying the crap out of it, just sticking it in my pocket with no keys, no medals, just sticking it in my pocket normally, you know, not really like sitting on it or anything, just resting nicely in my pocket. That still was enough to destroy the shit out of it. And so I realized something. I had this like revelation. I was like, especially when, no, where's my other phone? Here's my phone. Now you can't see it because I'm using my tablet now, but my tablet shattered the glass. I guess I could show you the Facebook picture if I can bring that up real fast. I gotta hurry because I'm running out of time. Here we go, Facebook. Let's go to me. Let's show my profile. And my timeline. And you can see on my timeline, I posted, there it is. That's the tablet I'm using right now. I shattered the glass. Yeah, because I dropped it on its face. I basically got used to, you know, Bluetooth headphones. They're wireless, so I can just like get up and walk away without having to worry about a cord pulling on the display, because I have it just like laying up here, like on my desk, like, sandwiched between the joysticks that I use for gaming. Have this like little hooks on the end that can like support the tablet, so I just kind of like stick it between those, and it works well. But yeah, I used this. I used the cable plugged into this because I was using this. I was going over songs on my guitar using my portable amp, which, you know, this doesn't support Bluetooth, so I had no choice but to plug it in to my headphones in order to hear the guitar being played. And I forgot that I was plugged in since I'm so used to wireless, and I ended up getting up with my guitar, like standing up, because I wanted to try practicing the songs standing up, and I pulled on the tab. You know, this cord is only so long. I pulled on the tablet and came crashing down to the floor, and then shattered the screen. I even knew that it was broken before I picked it up. I was just like, oh crap, I'm gonna pick this up and it's gonna be shattered. And sure enough, I looked at it and it was shattered. Premonition, right? Or gut instinct. But the thing is I never knew that my phone, this phone has a glass display. And I always thought it was plastic, kind of like the case itself. And this Defender case is kind of shit because it, you know, the little things that snap it together all broke. But it's a good thing it has this rubber that holds it together. But like, it was in mint condition when I pulled it out. Like, great. Like, my phone is like flawless. And so I was like, damn, this case is really good. So when you got a good case, I've dropped this phone on its face from like waist height. Or higher, you know, even from like the top of the desk, and it hasn't done shit to the glass. You know, the glass is not cracked at all. So I had no idea it was glass because this case just absorbs all the shock, and so it's just teaching me a life lesson. You know, like, good cases really fucking work. So it's good for me to try to protect stuff like crazy. Like I was talking about my fan. I wanted to protect my fan. There's nothing wrong with that. So anyways, that's all I got. I had a few other things I want to talk about, but I'm already up. Sorry.